Alright, it's finally here. My favorite comic book crossover ever. One of DC's biggest crossovers ever is finally here. And at the time of recording this, episode 1 is already happening. Yeah, it's 5:30 right now. It's a bit late. I might actually do a reaction for part 2 because that's where the other Supermen show up, and obviously, yep. And I got this shirt just in time for Crisis too. Like, one of my aunts got me this. She just so happened to buy me this shirt because she knows I'm a Superman fan. She didn't know nothing about Crisis. I just happened to get this from her, like, literally like 2 or 3 days before Crisis. So, thank you for that, auntie. So yeah, so it opens up and it goes right into it. The cameos. Earth X, that's gone. Titans is finally part of this, and that's gone. That's gonna get canceled or something. Because there goes any potential for a crossover, I believe. The rumors are true. Batman 89 is a part of this. And that's gone. They brought back Robert Wall, who was a reporter dude in Batman 89. And I liked it. Like, because you heard the Batman theme. You know, the one from Batman the Animated Series, which itself is from Batman 89. You heard that thing? And then Robert Wall shows up and it's like, I hope you're seeing this big guy. And it shows like that bat signal. And that was so cool. That was so cool. I wish Michael Keaton had a cameo. I heard there's gonna be use a picture of him or something. I don't think that's happening now. So, and then from there we went to the 1960s, Earth 65, which what they could have done with that. Oh my goodness, what they could have done with that. When I heard Burt Ward was coming back, I didn't know what to expect because he's in his 80s right now. Yeah, he's in his 80s right now, but he's a martial artist who was trained by Bruce Lee, so he knows his shit. Okay, so I don't know what to expect. It is just Burt Ward walking down the street as Dick Grayson from that era, and he goes, "Holy something of the rather," like he used to do before it's destroyed. I'm like, oh man, like what they could have done with that. Like, I'm pretty sure Julie Newmar would have came back for a cameo. I'm pretty sure. If Eartha Kitt was still here, you know she would have came back. You know Adam West would have came back if he was still here. Okay. I'm gonna talk more about that later on. So yeah, and after that, the childhood devastation, we get into the episode itself, and it picks up with the previous episode or episodes of all these left off. Shit's going down, and you have Lila, who's now the Harbinger, and I get it because he's telling everybody about the crisis and getting them all together. I get it. I don't trust her for some reason as the Harbinger. But when she goes to get Batwoman, like, immediately they're off to a bad start because Batwoman was doing her thing, intimidating somebody, trying to get information, as the Bat family does. And Harbinger just takes her. When they get back, she straight punches Lila Harbinger in the mouth, and she just eats the punch. And I think she smiled real subtle, like, really? Come on, son. Oh, man. And I like the Batwoman who got paired up with the Atom, Brendan Routh, who we'll be seeing a lot more of tonight if that second trailer's right. So yeah, like those two paired together were actually kind of funny. And why is it Kate Kane is perfect in these crossovers? She was perfect in the previous one. Rude Rose is perfect in this one, but her own show, every single emotion is mildly annoyed. Whereas in this one, like, well, she is mildly annoyed by the Atom. Every emotion is sad, especially when she's like looking at her talking to Kara. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's the writers or something on her show. I don't know. Because he's obviously way better here. And so all the heroes are together, shit's happening. And billions are killed, as you would expect. Um, Basically, this whole thing is a Supergirl episode. By that I mean the plots and storylines that were going on before are still going on. And I like before when all that would get put to the side and they just focus on the crossover. Nope. Like, not this time. All that sits at the forefront. The crossover's there, but that sits first. And a lot of people are mixed on that, myself included. But I get it. I mean, because I got to convince Lena to help them. And Lena's not too happy with literally anyone on Supergirl's team right now. I get that. But my goodness, like, billions are dying. Like, shut the fuck up and help. Okay? You know you want to. You're Lena Luthor, not Lex Luthor. Anyway. So, yeah. And so, I love when the legends are first introduced. It's just Sarah and Ray Palmer, not the other Ray from Earth X. He's gone. They're all gone. Yeah, Sarah and Ray, and doing a trivia thing, and they correctly guessed that Janis Joplin's final song was in fact Mercedes-Benz. But because they time travelers and Ray fucked it up, it's simply called Little Robot Man. I want to hear that song. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty cool. Nice reference there. Speaking of references, so going off that cameo we got after the credits, like after the opening credits, you know, after Earth 65, after all that, after the opening credits, the very first person we see is Will Wheaton. As one of those end of the world, you know, type people. So the end is near. Oh, this time is actually right. Like, that's literally all he does. He's talking about how Supergirl won't save him, and what does she do? She saved his ass. She saved your ass, Wesley Crusher. And speaking of Star Trek, there's a scene where Martian Manhunter's on a ship, flying the ship, and he says, "I'll beam you up," and then he sits in the chair, like it's the captain's chair. I'm like, I didn't ask for it. You didn't have to do it. I'll take it. I know Star Trek and the Justice League have crossed over many times. I got some in my collection myself, so I get it. I'll take it. But yeah, because this was a Supergirl episode, the cameos we got weren't the ones that I myself was looking for. Well, they were, some of them. But I want to see the ones where they're fighting alongside of other heroes. I think that begins tonight. But yeah, so, I mean, there's that one big thing that happens at the end of this episode. That was fun, everything, by the way, so if you ain't seen it by now, you probably are spoiled. Like, there's a lot of talk of passing the torch, and apparently it won't just be the Arrow doing that. And when I was watching the final trailer, I saw Superman laying down with his cape as a flag, like the death of Superman. And I'm like, oh shit, no. But I find out that particular Superman is about to have his own show, Clark and Lois. Hold on a second. Clark and Lois, right? And it's going to be Tyler Hoechlin and the woman that plays Lois. I don't know her name, but every time that Lois is on screen, she has my undivided attention. I do not know why. I don't hate it either. But yeah, so even though I saw him in what looks like the Death of Superman thing, apparently not. It won't be him. But as you already know, we have at least three Supermans going to be in this. And like, I want to see Superman get killed again. I mean, come on, man. Plus, I remember in the trailer they also showed Supergirl, she got killed in the Death of Supergirl. They showed Superman, Tyler Hoechlin, holding Kara in the trailer. So I'm like, what's going down? Anyway, Clark and Lois. That's going to be happening on CW soon, which is weird because, well, I like that idea. And I will watch it because I'm a Superman fan. Duh. I just can't help, think about Lois and Clark. There it is. Lois and Clark. Because Lois and Clark, technically, Dean Cain, Terry Hatcher, they are a part of the Arrowverse. They're not Lois and Clark, but they're in there. And Dean Cain, this close to being Hank Henshaw. Cyborg Superman, but that's not the case. So they're both in there. And they both talked about coming back to do this. But since Clark and Lois is going to be a thing, I don't know what's going to happen with this. And also, I said we have 3 confirmed Supermen. I don't know what Dean Cain's status is, him and Terry Hatcher. I've tried my hardest to stay away from spoilers. I did one internet search and it was inconclusive. So, I want the Superman to show up. I really do. You know, just for first fan, you know. Like, I don't know where it's going to leave this if this actually comes back like they wanted to. So, yeah. And I saw that Erica Durant was in this, and I was immediately like, fuck, Smallville already? But I forgot, she's also Kara's mother. Which means she's one of at least 2 people. I'm going to go ahead and say 3. That are going to be playing a dual role. We know Brandon Routh is the Atom, but he's going to be Superman again. Kingdom Come Superman. And then there's the girl from Batwoman, Alice. Her actress was actually on Birds of Prey, which will be a part of this. I wonder if she'll come back too, along with the Huntress. I know Huntress is coming back. I don't know. Speaking of batshit, I'm not talking about the Dark Knight. No, but speaking of bat things, Batwoman is the next part of this crossover. That's tonight in just over 2 hours at the time of filming this. Like I said earlier, I might react to it. Figure out how to do that and get it set up. Because there's where the other Superman show up, at least one of them. I can't fucking wait. And I don't know what's going to happen, but the trailer, like, apparently it's going to be a dream sequence. It's going to be Kara and Batwoman meeting Batman. But the trailer makes it seem like Ruby Rose, Kate Kane knows what Batman is. She just goes, who wants to meet Batman? It's like the whole thing is they don't know what the fuck he is. Anyway. So Kevin Conroy tonight will finally be Batman in live action after divorcing him for 27 years. Since 1992. Cannot wait. Okay. I said I'd get back to the 1960s era Batman because after episode 1 aired, it was immediately followed by a crisis recap show. You know, like The Walking Dead has Talking Dead and Power has Power Confidential. Well, this has actually some of DVR. Where's my damn remote? Come on. There it is. This one has, let me see what it's called. This one has Crisis Aftermath, that's what it's called. With Kevin Smith, a few people from the show itself, like LaMarca Garrett, you know, the Monitor / Anti-Monitor, Catherine McNamara, who's Oliver's daughter. I'm guessing she's the new Green Arrow now. Yeah, people from behind the scenes as well. It's awesome. It's awesome. I got Kevin Smith because you know they needed a big nerd for this, and he is a big nerd. We all know he has a Fat Man on Batman podcast, YouTube channel, and all that. Yeah. So that was fucking awesome. I fully expect Jason Mewes to be in one of these, because how would you not? They're both already in the Arrowverse themselves. And while they did that, they did this in memoriam segment to all the heroes who have fallen in this crisis. And when they got to Burt Ward, they were like, and of course, Burt Ward. So Burt Ward now. And I'm like, why not slip in Adam West, Eartha Kitt, Bruce Lee, Christopher Reeve, Margot Kidder? I mean, that would have been great. A great in memoriam. But I see what they were doing. You know. But they're all part, but at least Adam West, Eartha Kitt, and Bruce Lee are all a part of this Arrowverse now. So they sort of got in there in memoriam. And I know they use a lot of Christopher Reeve stuff for literally the whole franchise, especially Supergirl. And there was one scene where it was just like the beginning of the Crisis comic book where baby Alexander Luthor is sent away like Superman is. Well, this time it's Superman and Lois sending away their son, Jonathan. I get it. Yeah, it is his middle name, Jor-El. But yeah, they send him away like they did Alexander Luthor in the comic. And the dialogue the whole time, I'm like, I know that dialogue. I know this whole thing. Turns out it's the exact same dialogue that Marlon Brando did from Superman the movie as Jor-El. That's awesome. Oh, and George Reeves, yeah, put him in the in memoriam too, and like Caesar Romero. Like, come on, it's a good chance to honor all of them in the in memoriam. You know, it'd be a great tribute because I fully expect them to be referenced somehow. They're way too big a part of the DC Comics period to not be referenced in this Crisis. You know, and they're borrowing everything from Christopher Reeve anyway, so why not? But yeah, okay, so the first big death of the Crisis. I put it in quotes because they go to Earth 46, the Earth. They go to Arrow's Earth, but it's 46 years in the future. And they see old Ollie, he's got the beard and everything, it's fucking awesome. And he has this really nice scene with Sarah Lance. Because in that world, Sarah never came back. You know, I felt more in that scene than I did when they actually killed Ollie, the Green Arrow. I'm like, we had a year of build-up. At least for those of us that actually read Crisis, we knew it was going down. So we started building up in our heads a year ago. Casual fans have had months of build-up for this. That's it. I was expecting something more epic, you know, for the death of Green Arrow, who's been doing this for almost 10 years now on CW. I expected something bigger, you know. I mean, the last few episodes of the previous season of Arrow were more emotional for me than Oliver's death for some reason. Maybe it's because I know there's another Oliver 46 years in the future, like a parallel Oliver. And according to one of the trailers, Tom Welling and Erica Durance and Michael Rosenbaum aren't the only ones coming back from Smallville. Yeah, that Green Arrow's coming back too, so I'm scratching my, I'm still like, I don't know, something's up right now. Because it's way too early for Red Crisis. Way too early. Even the monitor was like, this is not what I saw, it's what is supposed to happen, you know. Something's up. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's like what Xena used to say. In and over till it's over, so. Yeah. That was my thoughts on Crisis on episode 1. Those are my thoughts on Crisis on Multiple Earths, episode 1, Supergirl. Episode 2, Batwoman. I will try and do a reaction for it, even though I'm not a reactor. I feel like I have to. Or at least it's gonna happen tonight, so. Well, that is all. I like this first episode.